South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in Las Vegas, the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show, welcoming all the other folks out there listening to us, maybe on our local radio station here in Vegas, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. All of our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global, iPhone, Android, and Google phone with the apps that you can get, the KSHP app to listen to us through the radio station, and, of course, the YouTube app that you can see and hear us through that app on your device as well, and anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Well, here it is. It's the Friday of Belmont Festival Week, and what a racing day we have today at Saratoga. 14 races, including the centerpiece of all of the 6 stakes races today at Saratoga. And, of course, that is the Acorn Stakes. It is the equivalent of the Triple Crown races for the 3-year-olds, for 3-year-old fillies that started out in the Kentucky Oaks. Then, of course, the Black-Eyed Susans at Preakness, and the Acorn today will be the third in that series. And, of course, we have the big undefeated filly in that race today in the Acorn. That's the 11th race on the card. Good Cheer will be going for her 8th consecutive win and 8 lifetime starts. She is undefeated 7 for 7, but she's got some other fillies that are going to try to snap that streak in the Acorn. That is one of many great stakes races, 6 of them today, 14 races overall at Saratoga. We're going to get into the conditions there right now as we look at the national weather forecast for this weekend. Today at Saratoga, they say it's going to top out at 74 degrees with rain, 88% chance of rain in the area at Saratoga, with the wind going north-northeast by 5 miles an hour. As far as tomorrow, Belmont Stakes Day is concerned, high 77 degrees. You're going to overnight low around 56 degrees, but you're going to have rain in the morning. So the rain is going to come through today, it seems, at Saratoga, unless those pockets of the front miss the racetrack. You know, stranger things have happened, especially at Saratoga. But we're just giving you what the weather service is giving us, and that is AM rain tomorrow morning, and then possibly clearing up a little bit later in the afternoon. 73% of rain tomorrow, as well as the big 88% what's going on today at Saratoga. Tomorrow, the winds will be north-northeast by 7 miles an hour, but we're going to wait and see what's going on as far as the weather there on the racetrack. Remember, I don't care if it's raining in the parking lot in front of the grandstand at Saratoga. We just want it not to rain on the racetracks. So we'll wait and see about that. Anyhow, we got a lot to cover. Jonathan Ardoon will not be with us today. He has some pressing things that he has to do. Nothing serious with him, Jonathan, etc. But he can't make it. There is an emergency there for him and his household. And he left me picks, so we'll be okay there. We're going to have John Lendo up here a little bit more extensive today to cover some of the things that are going on at Saratoga and at Southern California today. We will have Rich Ang and, of course, Jerry J with us as well, taking a look at the results for tomorrow. And we want to honor, of course, today is a special day. It is the anniversary of D-Day. And we all know what, if you're if you know anything about history, you know how important D-Day was on June 6th. So we want to keep that in mind in our hearts and our thoughts as well, D-Day today. As far as the races coming up this weekend, of course, today we have 6 stakes races at Saratoga. One of them is going to be a Breeders' Cup Win in Your In race. We'll get to that. Tomorrow, the Saratoga will have 8 stakes races over the 14 race card. And, of course, the Belmont Stakes will be the centerpiece there. But there will be a couple of good races good races. Some other great races, really, that are happening tomorrow at Saratoga. One of them is going to be the Met Mile. We'll touch upon that with John Lindo, because it seems like there is going to be a lot of Western influence in the races tomorrow at Belmont. The Belmont Stakes proper has, 3 horses that are based out of Southern California. Of course, you got Journalism, and you've got Baeza and Rodriguez. So it's going to have a California flavor to the Belmont Stakes tomorrow. And, of course, the Met Mile, although you've got the big 2 in there with, White Barrio and Fierceness. Doug O'Neill sends out Raging Torrent in that race. We'll find out from John Lindo exactly how that horse might figure in that race. And, of course, today in the Acorn and the Ogden Phipps, both the big stakes races today at Saratoga. It's all about Brad Cox and his 2 premier fillies that are going in those races. So we'll take a quick look at that. Before we get started with the results, just want to give you a couple of quick updates. Trainer Eric Reed, you remember him. He was the trainer of the 2022 Kentucky Derby winner, Rich Strike. Remember that unbelievable, shocking Derby that Rich Strike won, running up the rail? He was the trainer then there for Rich Strike. Of course, Rich Strike has gone on to another trainer by now. But Eric Reed, that trainer, got a 15-day suspension and a $500 fine for a drug positive of a horse that he ran on the 8th of April at Mahoning Valley Racecourse. And they said it was his 3rd violation of such since 2018. And another quick note, good news for the month of May at least. The May wagering across the country, the national wagering across the country in May was up 3% from the corresponding May in 2024. And even with the decline in the amount of races run in May this year versus last year, it was still up 3%. $1.45 billion jump from a jump of $42 million in the handle from last year as well, with a total of 25 less races over the course of the month of May. So the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness really helped out in those stats as well. Taking a look at the early odds for the Belmont Stakes. Remember, they are already betting on the Belmont Stakes. And here's how the early odds turn out. From the rail out, Hill Road, with a morning line of 10-1, is now 14-1. Sovereignty, your Derby winner, from a 2-1 morning line as the favorite, or second favorite, I should say, 2-1 on the morning line. His odds right now are 7-2. Rodriguez, from a morning line of 6-1, is up to 7-1. Uncaged, from a 30-1 morning line down to 23. Crudo, who was held as a morning line at 15-1, hung at 15-1 there, is now 13-1. Baeza, who was the 3rd choice on the morning line at 4-1, is the 2nd choice right now in the betting at 3-1. Journalism, who was the 8-5 favorite on the morning line, is the favorite right now at 6-5. And Heart of Honor at 30-1 on the morning line down to 17. The win pool just almost 245,000, just a shade under 245,000 as they make their way in the opening, the pari-mutuels for today on the Belmont Stakes. But that's the way it looks right now for the Belmont Stakes. Now, as far as the current weather around the country today, it looks like most of the action that is going to mean anything for us is going to be up there at Saratoga. The rest of the country has a hit and miss of some storms going on. Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, and in there, that got a little bit of bad weather in there. But Southern California, it's clear as a bell up and down the Pacific coast. The Gulf of America coast is clear, and whatever's happening in the Mideast shoreline is moving out over the Atlantic Ocean. So that's the way it is there. As far as temperatures are concerned, right now here in Las Vegas, it's 75 degrees. We're going to get up to 96. We had that monsoon come through late yesterday in the afternoon. When it gets hot here at this time of the year, they'll build up monsoon conditions, and sometimes you'll have a cloud burst and rain that'll happen for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on, in certain places here in Las Vegas. Those conditions those conditions are available today. Whether the monsoons will develop or not is another question, but they say it's going to be about 96. We're going to top out at 96 today. As far as the rest of the country, Miami is 87, New York 85, Chicago 73. You got Southern California, Los Angeles at 76. It's going to be a nice day of racing out there. Hot spot in the nation, again, is Phoenix, Arizona, 103 degrees. They'll get up to 103 today. So taking a look real quick at what happened yesterday at Saratoga, and it was an interesting day of racing, that's for sure. The first race was the Tremont Stakes. This was for 2-year-olds. The open for 2-year-olds, Colts, Geldings, and fillies, if they wanted to go, in the Tremont at 5.5 furlongs. That was the first race for 2-year-olds. 5 went to the post there. And the winner was a filly who decided to enter into the Tremont against the boys instead of later on in the Astoria for the 2-year-old fillies. And that 2-year-old filly won. Mythical beats the boys with Ismael Sal Hermio aboard. Jorge Delgado, the trainer there, paying $5.70. Finishing second was Blinging It Back, and third was Romeo in the Tremont. A couple of races later, the Astoria for the 2-year-old fillies. The winner there was Sassy CW, who won easily for jockey Loveberry and Jeremy Loveberry, and Larry Ravelli, the trainer there, paying $2.90 as the big favorite, but she won like down the road. It was an easy win there. Jenna B was second, and Vernon Valley was third. And then we went to the other races on the card. Want to mention this, the fourth race, the winner there paid $60.50. It was a star horse on Jerry J's Power Page. I take that back. It was a V horse. It was a V horse on Jerry J's Power Page. That $60 winner yesterday in the fourth. Miguel Clement, of course, Christophe Clement's son, had his second win since taking over the stable in the fifth race with Flavien Prat, paying $9.30. Pratt came back for Brad Cox in the sixth race, paying $3.80. And then we got to the Intercontinental at 5.5 furlongs on the Mellon Turf Course. There, Pipsy broke out on top and never looked back. Pipsy with Jose Ortiz aboard for William Walden, paid $12.40, outrunning Future Is Now, who rolled up on the rail for second place finishes, and Cairo was third in that race there. And then finally in the Poker Stakes, which was the ninth race on the card, Donegal Movement wins there. Donegal Momentum. Donegal Momentum with Javier Castellano for trainer Tom Morley, paid $8.60, outrunning Intellect and Major Dude. The 10th and final race was a real mess because they got into the starting gates. Been Along Dandy was cast in the starting gates, flipped and got cast in the starting gate, so they scratched that horse. And number 7, Faded Jeans, broke through the starting gate just before that, and Faded Jeans was also scratched in the race. And then, of course, that horse busted through the starting gate, so they had 2 late scratches in that race. And the winner there was Moore, for sure, who got up in, I say, the absolute final jump to nail John Lendo's pick in the race. That was a brutal beat in that last race. Tony Dutrow, the trainer there, Lane Luzzy rides and paid $29.60. And so the pick 6 yesterday was the highest payoff in the nation across the nation. Saratoga's pick 6 yesterday paid $24,338.50. It was a day of bad beats, and I mean brutal bad beats for the race day handicappers. Jonathan Hardoon's horse in the second race at Churchill, which went off at odds of 9-2, just got nailed, just like John Lendo's horse did in the last at Saratoga, just got nailed on the money in the second race at Churchill Downs. So our 2 guys had some bad beat, just heartbreaking bad beats there, but we're going to turn it around today, aren't we? All right. Well, don't forget, Hardoon won't be with us, but we do have his selections for you. Standing by will be John Lendo and, of course, Rich Eng and Jerry J as well. So as we start this Acorn Day of racing at Saratoga with 14 races and 6 stake races on board, we're going to take our first break, and then we're going to get started to cover those races there at Saratoga right here on the Race Day Show. Morning workouts continue around the country, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to get right to our racing menu for today. Remember that the first post times we broadcast on this racing menu each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're here listening in the Pacific time zone, if you're going to be here at the South Point playing the races here in our race book today, these will be the first post times that are scheduled for the races. But everybody else out there in different time zones will have to adjust from the Pacific time zone or from your time zone to the Pacific time zone so you don't miss anything like I miss mom and dad. First post times we broadcast are of the Pacific time zone. We begin with Saratoga. Well, Saratoga, let's see what they are posting at least right now. They say it's mostly cloudy, 69 degrees. The track is fast. The Mellon turf course is firm. The inner turf course is firm. And the turf races are still on. They are races 3, 8, and 12 on the Mellon turf course and races 7, 10, and 13 on the inner turf course at Saratoga today. Of course, no carryover in any of the pools there. 14 races, 6 stakes races. They'll roll out like this. The 6th race will be the Bed of Roses. The 9th race will be the Ogden Phipps. This is for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up, and it is a Breeders' Cup winning or in race as well. The Belmont Gold Cup at 2 miles on the inner turf course will be the 10th. The Acorn, of course, this is for the 3-year-olds, the centerpiece there. The Acorn will be the 11th, and the New York Stakes will be the 12th on the card. And in the 13th race, it'll be the Just a Game, another grade 1 there. 14 races at Saratoga. First post time is early, 8:40, first post time at Saratoga. All right, then we go to Laurel Park. That's next on the list. Laurel Park has 9 races, and their first post time at Laurel is set at 9:10 at Laurel. They got a pick 6 jackpot carryover there of $2,833. First post 9:10. Belterra Park has 8 races today. It's the Best of Ohio Stakes Series today at Belterra. 5 stakes races, all Ohio bred divisions at $100,000 apiece, races 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There'll be 8 races today at Belterra. First post time is at 9:35 on the Best of Ohio Stakes Race Day at Belterra. Again, 9:35 is first post time there at Belterra Park. All right, next comes Delaware Park. Delaware Park has a pick 5 carryover today, just a pick 5 carryover, $5,976, regular pick 5. First post time for 7 races set at 9:35. Churchill Downs has their pick 6 jackpot now standing at $429,717. $429,717 in the Churchill Downs pick 6 jackpot carryover. 9 races today at Churchill. First post time is at 9:45. Gulfstream Park, their Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover now stands at $28,913. Their first post time is at 9:50 for 9 races at Gulfstream. Woodbine, north of the border. They have 7 races at Woodbine. They have a Super High 5 jackpot carryover of $14,395. And their first post time at Woodbine today for just 7 races set at 10:05. Santa Anita gets back into action today in Southern California. They have 9 races at Santa Anita today and a first post time of 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock first post at Santa Anita today. Penn National has 7 races. Their first post time is 2:45 at Penn National. And then next comes Evangeline Downs. They've got 9 races at Evangeline Downs. First post time there is 3:30 for Evangeline Downs, 9-race card. Charlestown is next. Charlestown has 8 races tonight, and the first post time at Charlestown is set at 4 p.m. with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $26,311. 4 p.m. first post at Charlestown. Prairie Meadows has 7 stakes races today, a couple of $50,000 stakes races, the 5th and 6th at Prairie Meadows, and a first post time at Prairie Meadows as also at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Prairie Meadows. They got a small super high 5 jackpot carryover of $1,109 and a first post time at Prairie Meadows again at 4 p.m. And then we wrap it up with Emerald Downs in the Great Northwest. Now, at this time of the year, you know that the sun doesn't set until around 7:30. But Emerald Downs is way at the top of the globe there. So it gets, it's like Alaska. It's almost daytime almost throughout the entire day. Very short nights right now where Emerald Down is at. And that is why their first post time for 7 races today is set at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. First post at Emerald Downs for their racing card. Let me bring in John Lindo right now. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. You're taking a spot here for Mr. Hardoon, who had an emergency this morning. But John's fine. Jonathan's fine. I just want everybody out there to know that. Listen, we've got some great racing today going on at Saratoga, as we have been all week, and it really amps up between today and tomorrow. But I got to tell you that looking at some of the card for some of the big races, there's a lot of California influence, a lot of California horses that are going to be prominent in the races at Saratoga, especially tomorrow on Belmont Stakes Day. The Belmont Stakes, I mean, 3 horses are based in Southern California. You got Journalism, Baeza, and Rodriguez. They're all 3 contenders in the race against the Kentucky Derby winner, Sovereignty. And then Doug O'Neill sends out Raging Torrent in the Met Mile to go up against White Barrio and Ferociousness.
Well, you have to look at the purse situation in California. We're basically running for whatever the minimum level purse is for the graded stakes levels. And when you have horses that can compete with the top echelon horses right now, if you're based in California, you have to go on the road. That's why Raging Torrent went and won the Godolphin Mile. And you've seen the California horses, how well they did at Churchill Downs during their festival week. And there's a lot of them in New York. They're running for the big purses. They deserve to be in those kinds of races. So, unfortunately, that's just the situation right now, the business situation of California racing.
John, Fierceness is the even money favorite that'll break from the rail. Right next to him will be White Barrio at 9-5. Now, they got Raging Torrent hung at 5-1 on the morning line. There are only 5 horses in the race, so he's on the outside, but that doesn't make any difference when it's a short field like that. But I guess he's going to sit there and hope that maybe Fierceness and White Barrio hook up early.
I think Raging Torrent's going to be on the lead, Ralph.
Oh, really?
I think you just go from the outside post, you cross over, and you kick some dirt in the face of Fierceness, who we know if he doesn't get the kind of trip that he wants, sometimes he won't run his best race. So I would think you cross over on the 2 favorites on the inside, make it difficult on them and make them work out a trip. You got that 1-turn mile. They kind of make that elbow turn. You leave the gate running from the outside. You drop to the fence, and now you make it difficult on everybody else. And Raging Torrent is tough to pass.
I could say this, and you were right about the configuration at Saratoga. The Saratoga main track is 1 1/8 in circumference. Now, when you get to Belmont Park or even Aqueduct, the 1 mile is a chute. It's a long chute and then one quick turn. Saratoga, it is not a chute. It starts out, as you say, there's a little elbow. It's something like those mile races at Ellis Park, where you start out there, and then you have to run, and then you make a little quick elbow, and then over. I would imagine that Frankie Dettori on Raging Torrent, if he's going to go from the outside like that, and since Fierceness and White Barrio are right in the rail and second post positions, that he might not just clear as much as try to put him in tight before he hits that elbow.
It's going to be a little race riding in a small field. And like you say, if those inside 2 horses, Fierceness or White Barrio, if they make a little mistake, and White Barrio sometimes does not break real well, and like I say, Fierceness, he's great with an outside stalking trip. If you can put them where they're uncomfortable, that's your best chance of winning. And Raging Torrent excels in these long one-turn races. That's his game. And it's a good spot for him, and he drew perfectly. So he's got a big chance to beat the top pair in there.
Well, it'll be an interesting race to watch, that's for sure. And that, of course, is tomorrow. As far as the Belmont Stakes is concerned, well, the three contenders from California all are legit to win this race.
We don't have a whole lot of them, but we've got some good ones in California. We've seen them. We've known how good journalism is, and he got a chance to show it despite all that trouble in the Preakness. And he shows his constitution by running in all three legs of the Triple Crown. Baeza, he's got all the talent in the world, Ralph, and we've talked about he's kind of late developing. Is he fully there yet? The more time we go through the year, the better he's going to be. He'll run a better race again this tomorrow in the Belmont. I don't know if he's all the way there to beat horses like Sovereignty and Journalism, but he's got the ability to do it. And I would honestly be surprised if one of those three doesn't win. I just think they're a cut above the other horses. You have tactical speed. Rodriguez is going to make the lead. I think it would hurt him that Crudo entered the race because he'll be the one that's going to press. And it'll be interesting to see who blinks first and who goes and makes a move first. And it's going to be a very tactical race in the Belmont tomorrow.
And as you can see, that's the field on the screen there in the Belmont Stakes. I can say this, that, the trainer, John Sheriffs, is a very conservative trainer. We all know that, John. And to take it upon himself, he kind of pushed this horse a little bit early, getting into the Santa Anita Derby, trying to get points for the Kentucky Derby. He got on the cusp, but as luck would have it, he got into the race anyhow. And he ran, I thought, one of the best finishes in the Kentucky Derby, along with the winner and the second place finisher. Everybody else was kind of spinning their wheels in the Kentucky Derby. And to bypass the Preakness as he did, again, a conservative trainer, and getting this horse tight and ready for the Belmont, because it's 1.25 miles and not 1.5 miles distance, I think this horse might be sitting on, he might be sitting on a big race.
Well, the other thing too, Ralph, horses like Baeza and Journalism, you got to remember in California, when it rains out here, we're not even allowed to go on the racetrack. You're not allowed to train. If they seal the racetrack, you can't work on it for a couple of days. So running in those races in the Derby and the Preakness on tracks, that weren't necessarily fast, had some moisture and training in these conditions. They've gone through a lot through this Triple Crown Series to get where they are. They're better horses now than when they left California. We kind of knew it was there, but they didn't get a chance to show everything, and we're seeing exactly how good they are.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race, and somewhat, to some degree, a little chess game between the jockeys, that's for sure. And the first of the chess game, I think, the first move is going to be what Rodriguez does with the other pace setter in that race. And then it kind of almost doesn't matter where they place Journalism, because when he wants to start his run, he's going to find some room somewhere to go. But it'll be interesting to see how close Flavien Prat puts Baeza to the action. I think he's going to be in a good stalking position there. And there are a couple of long shots in that the race that could upset the apple cart. But as I believe you do, that it's going to be one of those top three that get the win. But, when we're looking at betting the race, and the race doesn't seem to be too attractive if you're going to be just a win better, even if you bet the third favorite right now, which is sitting at 7-2, that, using some of those horses in the exotics and exactas, trifectas, superfectas might help out the payoff.
Right. Well, as far as tactics go, Rodriguez is drawn inside of Crudo. They're the two speed horses. Bob Baffert has already said about Rodriguez, they tried to rate him in California. It didn't work. You saw Mike Smith put him on the lead in the Wood Memorial, and he ran the best race of his life. So you know what he's going to do. He's going to put the horse on the lead. And if Crudo and Johnny Velasquez want to go up there and try and push him, I don't think they're going to beat Rodriguez to the first turn unless there's a bad break by one of the horses. So Crudo ought to be following in second, and it's pretty simple. Those two will be up there, and then they'll try and back it up a little bit. But you're right, Baeza has some tactical speed. He wasn't able to show it in the Derby from the far outside post. Flavien Prat just decided, let's just take him back, let everybody do all the dirty work, and we'll just sit back. And he came flying late. He got beaten a neck for second, and he galloped out in front of the field. And he's going to be the wise guy horse. He's going to be 7-2 or 4-1, I think. Mm-hmm. He's going to probably be the value of the race, and be a lot of guys betting on him. Like I said, the only question for me is, he's never shipped out of state, and he's maturity wise, he's playing a little bit of catch up still, but he might be there by now.
Well, we'll wait and see. That's for sure. And we had an opportunity with Jonathan, not being able to join us this morning, to get you on earlier on the show and kind of talk about some of these races tomorrow, because as you know, tomorrow will be jammed with going over the races, the results of today's races, et cetera, with our handicappers. So it was nice to have a few moments to talk with you about those races. But now we turn to today's races, because it's a hell of a 14-race card and 6 stakes races here, John. I'm not going to go over all the stakes races with you. It would be unfair, because the Linda Report is available here at the South Point free of charge. So you just come on down and get all that John has to offer for the entire card today at Saratoga as well as Santa Anita right here at the South Point. And it's the only place you can get the Linda Report for these 2 racetracks today is here at the South Point. In fact, every day the Linda Report is exclusive in the gaming capital here, only at the South Point, because they love horse players. So we want you to come on down and get that Linda Report and enjoy it here. But I will center on 2 races today, because 2 races, trainer Brad Cox really has, almost cornered the 2 races. The one for the older fillies and mares today, the Ogden Phipps, is the 9th race on the card. It's at 1 1/8 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. It is a Breeders' Cup Win in Your Win race, this Grade 1 $500,000 race. And we do have a late scratch in there, number 5, Candide. The 5-horse Candide has been withdrawn. Scratch the 5. That'll leave a field of 7. And I know the morning line favorite there at 5-2 is Raging Sea with Flavien Prat. But a lot of people think Tarifa is the right horse on the morning line at 9-2 with Luis Saez. And, of course, Mr. Cox is prominent there.
Yeah, but we're at Saratoga, and that's Chad Brown's house. And he's won this last couple of years. Raging Sea won it and randomized. Both the horses he has in this race, they've won this race before. Mm-hmm. We saw Raging Sea run down the big favorite, Torpedo Anna, last time at Churchill Downs. She likes 1 1/8. And there is some speed in here. Her stablemate randomized will be in front. And if the track plays like it did yesterday, there wasn't a whole lot of passing on that main track. We'll have to keep an eye on today with the rain expected about mid-afternoon. Mm-hmm. If the track stays like it has been, randomized is eligible to get loose. But you have some speed with number 2, Dazzling Move in the race, and the comebacking number 3, Leslie's Rose. She's tactical. There should be enough pace to set up Raging Sea again. I would not be surprised to see the 2 Chad Brown horses hook up around the 8th pole and see who's best. Tarifa, I don't think she's quite as good as she was. I've seen her run a few times this year, and to be honest with you, I've been a little bit disappointed in her. I know she's trained well for this race. She has the back class to win it, but I don't know maybe if she's lost a step this year.
Well, we'll wait and see there. We do know that Mr. Cox has the horse to beat in the Acorn, and that's the 11th race on the card, where 7 are going in there. No late scratches at this time, but the Acorn, 1 1/8 for 3-year-old fillies, and it, of course, is the counterpart to the Triple Crown races for the Colts and Geldings, and sometimes fillies as well. But the Acorn here will see Good Cheer put her 7 for 7 lifetime record on the line, going for her 8th consecutive and 8th lifetime victory out of 8 starts. She's been nothing but perfect. Good Cheer 1-2 on the morning line. So that isn't the only way you can make something out of Good Cheer is play the race over race bets. And if you like Good Cheer, just single her in that race and move on. But the Acorn is the big race. And of course, Cher Gnar has a little bit of a look, and a few other horses, but it really looks like if Good Cheer shows up, it should be an afternoon walk.
Well, there's a huge late scratch in this race, Ralph. This morning, Shred the Gnar came up a little bit off in her vet check this morning, so she is out.
All right, I didn't get.
She was
they They didn't put that on the website yet. Okay, so the
Well, Dave Grenick from Daily Racing Form reported that, so I trust David.
Yep.
He's not going to give you information that's not true.
You better believe it. So we'll take the 4, and now it really sets the table for good cheer.
Absolutely, she's 1-2. She'll probably be more like 1-5 in this race, and she's kind of been overlooked this year. She's 7 for 7, but with everything going on with the Derby and all the drama around the Derby and the Preakness, she's kind of been the under the radar filly, and she's not fantastic on speed figures, but all she does is win, and she's tactical. She does everything. She hasn't had any problems this year as far as breaks in training or anything else, and she's going to be awful tough. I think the scratch of Shred the Nard does help number 3, La Cara, who has a chance to try and get loose on the front end now. And take a second look to at number 6, Look Forward, if you're playing exactas. This filly won the 8 Bells at Churchill Downs, and she's a tiger if she can make the lead somewhere in the race. Now, a mile and an eighth is going to be stretching her limits. You've got the journalism connections here with Spoli for Michael McCarthy, but the way she won the 8 Bells last time, she's back to her best. She stretches out. She'll probably stalk La Cara, get first run on good cheer, and if they hook up at the 8th pole, Look Forward's not going to just throw in the towel. She's going to fight her. So maybe that 15-1, she might be a nice exacta horse.
Well, that's the way we got to try to make chicken soup out of chicken feathers in this race. So the punch might be good cheer to Look Forward, and hope that Look Forward can take care of the rest in the field there. John, I want to thank you so much for spending a lot of time with us. I'm going to ask you one small favor. If you can stick around until the end of the show to give us your picks, we'd appreciate it. We'll get Rich Eng and Jerry Jackowitz on as well before that, okay?
Sure, I'll be here.
All right, thanks a lot. We're going to take our next break, and when we come back, Rich Eng will be with us. So don't go away on this Friday Race Day show. Big day of racing yet to go at Saratoga. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risks their lives and are struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space, and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rockin' dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grandview Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grandview Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Now let's go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
You know, Richie, it seems like yesterday here in Vegas, it was kind of reminiscent of the weather you get at Saratoga. It was beautiful, and then the monsoon came in, and we had about an hour of really hard rain coming through, and those are the kind of weather conditions you have at Saratoga, but we're going to hope that maybe it misses it a little. I understand that the rain is supposed to get there in mid-afternoon at Saratoga today by the weather forecast. We'll wait and see, but what a day of racing it's going to be at the spa.
Yeah, I hope they get lucky at the racetrack that the rain hits somewhere else, Rock, because I heard you make a comment early in the show. It can be raining like a couple hundred yards from the track, and the track will be dry, or vice versa. It'll be racing at the racetrack, and a couple hundred yards away, it'll be dry. So it's you get those funny patterns at Saratoga, and those thunderstorms come out of nowhere sometimes, seemingly.
Yep, it's going to be a great day of racing there as well. I mean, I hope that it doesn't get there before the 10th race. That 2-mile Belmont Gold Cup with a full field, and it's going to be fun to watch and bet on. And there's just some nice races. Of course, there's a few races that just look like the chalks are going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, I heard you, going over the races with John Lindo, and I must admit, out of the stakes races, the horse that I really like today at Saratoga is Tarifa, the number 6 horse in the Phipps. And with the scratch of the 5, that makes her job a little bit easier. But the main thing I like about Tarifa, I love the rider switch to Luis Saez, because I bet Tarifa the last 2 races, and I thought the horse got kind of weak rides from Mike Smith and Florent Giroux, but I know Luis Saez, he wins at 29% for Cox. He's going to put this filly into the race, if not on a lead, but real close to the lead then.
Yeah, he will be on his belly riding for Cox in that race, that's for sure, trying to get a little bit more business out of that stable. Looking at the races today at Saratoga, I know that we didn't ask you for a pick, and I guess you could probably hang your hat on Tarifa and the Ogden Phipps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't get a chance to send it in to Sean, but I'll make it one of my the official picks is Tarifa in the Phipps today.
Okay. Before we leave Saratoga, any other race that interests you? And if not, we'll get your pick at Santa Anita.
No, you know what? I want to take a look at some of the scratches. It seems like there have been a couple of key horses that have been knocked out, and I just want to see if it affects my handicapping or not. But Tarifa at 9-2, if I get that price, I'm in.
And we all know that you did your handicapping extensively for tomorrow's Belmont Stakes Day card. And if you want Richie's full tilt version of his handicapping for the Belmont Stakes Day card tomorrow, you can get it at racedaylasvegas.com as well. All right, Richie, let's go to Santa Anita to get a pick.
Let's go to the last race, and this is kind of a short price, but it's going to be a single for me in a late pick 5, Ralph. Race 9 is a mile in the grass, claiming 25, and the horse that I like is the number 3, One of These Days, 2-1 with Antonio Fresu. This horse got the lead late in the stretch and just got nailed right on the money at 9 furlongs. Shortens up to a mile today, and I think that will really help. Claimed by Steve Knapp, and he puts the horse right back in a good spot. Number 3, One of These Days in the 9th.
Well, let's hope today is that day for One of These Days. In the 9th race, number 3, One of These Days is today. Number 3 in the 9th and final at Santa Anita, Rich Hang's pick. You can get Richie's full handicapping sheet for today at Santa Anita right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website as well. Hey, thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All righty. When we come back, I'm going to get you Jonathan Hardoon's picks that he left me for you. Back to John Lindo for his picks, and then we'll wrap it up with Jerry J. So don't go away. The handicapping is next.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
This is the best sports betting network.
I would argue it is a total mismatch.
There's value with underdog prices in series.
I would lean to the under here.
My numbers are saying I got to bet the Tigers.
Two-way action.
When in doubt, we juice that favorite, that extra nickel.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
Forget about it. The best.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. You got your pencils ready? Here we go. We're going to give you Jonathan Hardoon's picks, and then we'll get out to John Lindo again and wrap it up with Jerry J. We're going to go to Saratoga first. At Saratoga, Jonathan Hardoon comes with the same horse that Rich Eng likes in the Ogden Phipps, the 9th race. His official pick in the 9th race is also Tarifa. 9th race, Saratoga, number 6, Tarifa, Jonathan Hardoon's pick as well. Then we'll go to Churchill Downs. Jonathan does have a pick at Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs, 8th race today. Jonathan likes number 6, Bred to Run. Number 6, Bred to Run, 6-1 on the morning line. 8th race, the 6 at Churchill Downs. And then we'll wrap it up at Santa Anita. At Santa Anita, Jonathan Hardoon comes in the 5th race, the anchor race in the early pick 5 and early pick 4. In the 5th race at Santa Anita, Jonathan Hardoon likes number 1, One Flew South. Number 1, One Flew South. In the 5th race, Jonathan Hardoon's pick for the race day show. He has full sheets at all 3 of those tracks, Churchill Downs, Santa Anita, and Saratoga, available right now at his website. And now we'll go back to Mr. John Lindo, and John Lindo will get some official picks from you today off of the Lindo Report. But first, as it is the first week going into Santa Anita, you're going to give us an update on the jockey trainer standings.
Okay, we've got 7 days left at Santa Anita, 3 this week, 4 next week. Right now, the leading jockey is Antonio Fresu. He's got 26 wins. Hector Barrios is second. He's got 20. Juan Hernandez won 3 races on last Sunday, so he's now in the third with 19. As far as the trainers go, Phil D'Amato's been in front from the start. He's got 20 winners at this Hollywood meet. John Sadler second with 14, and Steve Knapp has 13.
And favorites?
Favorites are 80 for 214 at the Hollywood meet. That's 37.4%, Ralph.
All right, getting a little high there, but it's a lot better than it used to be there at Santa Anita. All right, we're going to get your pick at Santa Anita, and then we'll wrap it up at Saratoga.
Okay, we'll start at Santa Anita, then we'll go right to the first race, 1 o'clock first post time. Number 5, Tam's Little Angel, threw in a dud last time. I have no idea why, but she gets a drop in class. A rider switched to Fresu, and she's worked really well out of that race. The videos of the workouts are good. I think she's got a good chance to wake up against a suspect favorite in here. 4-1 on the program, number 5, Tam's Little Angel, race number 1, Santa Anita.
First race, Santa Anita today, 1 o'clock post time, 1 o'clock Pacific time. In the first, you like the 5, Tam's Little Angel, the 5 in the first, and then back out at Saratoga.
How about a price horse, race number 5 at Saratoga? In the 5th race today, number 9, Capitol Hill, on the grass at Keeneland, got parked wide every step of the way, got beat just over 2 lengths. This is a full brother to the Wood Memorial winner, Resilience. Right. So I don't think the dirt's going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. As long as there's a little passing allowed on this main track, and I'll watch the early dirt races, as long as the main track is fair, 15-1 on the program, it's worth a shot. Number 9, Capitol Hill, race number 5, Saratoga.
Ooh, 15-1 on the morning line in that 5th race. It is the anchor in the first of many pick 5s on today's card, and many pick 4s as well. So in the 5th race, you like the 9, Capitol Hill, the 9 in the 5th race at Saratoga. Remember, full Lindo reports for Saratoga and Santa Anita right now here exclusively at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, because they love horse players here. And we want to thank you so much for stepping in here today, John, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, pace yourself, Ralph. 14 today at Saratoga.
You better believe it, my man. Now we're going to go out to Jerry Jackowitz, standing by. A big day of racing again at Saratoga today, Jerry.
Big.
And I guess all the eyes will be on Good Cheer and the Acorn.
I guess. I can't see her getting beat, really.
Yeah, I know.
I have her listed on top with a star. She just looks like she's in great form.
Yeah.
Doesn't she? It just looks like she's doing it pretty easily. So
she not only
I think there's a lot of upside in this filly.
She not only looks like she's in great form, but she doesn't look like she's got much in the race to beat.
I don't quite see it like that. I just see forward movement in her, and the forward movement will make it look that way.
All right, real quick, because I got to get 2 picks out of you in about a minute. You got a horse that can run second and make an exacta for us?
Maybe Lacara.
Lacara?
Speed.
Okay. So that would be the 2-3 combination there. All right, we'll get your pick at Saratoga and go to wrap it up at Santa Anita.
Okay, let's go to the first race. I got Geopolitics, the 5. Looks right to me. Rosario up at 3-1. I'll take the 5 over the 1, 4, 6, and 10. Do my reverses, 1, 4, 6, and 10 back over the 5, but the 5 in race number 1.
All right, the first race at Saratoga, folks, pay attention here. The first race at Saratoga goes at 8:40 this morning, which is 40 minutes after we wrap up. That's Jerry's play in that first race. It could be a singleton in the early pick 5 for you. In the first race, the 5. Geopolitics is Jerry's play. The link-ups are 1, 4, 6, and 10, and reverse. The 1 in the opener at Saratoga. What about Santa Anita?
Let's go to the 5th there. Number 7. I wrote on my sheet number 5, but it's number 7, Del Mar Jerry. 5-1 with bays up. Could go flag fall to finish here. I'm going to take a nice shot on the 7 over the 2-8-9. Reverse 2-8-9 over the 7. And I'm pressing up 7-8-8-7. That's Jediver. I think those two are that might be the lockup cue.
All right, so we have in the 5th race, the anchor race in the early pick 5 and pick 4 at Santa Anita. In the 5th race, you like the 7, Del Mar Jerry. Even it's at Santa Anita, but it's Del Mar Jerry. The 7 horse. Link-ups are 2, 8, and 9, and reverse. And, of course, we got another Siraco play going here because Jonathan Ardoon came earlier with his play in the 5th race as well. He liked the 1 flew south. He likes the 1 flew south. So the Siraco play is going to be the box of 1771, and that'll be the Siraco play, the exacta box there. Your 7 is over 2, 8, and 9, and I'm guessing that you'll probably throw in the 1.
My play now includes the 1 for sure.
There you go. I knew it would happen. That's okay.
That's how my plays grow.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so your play is now 7 over 1, 2, 8, 9, and reverse.
Correct.
Jerry J's power pages for all of Santa Anita, and more importantly today at Saratoga, because he's got some really neat V horses and star horses on his sheet. There it is. You can get it right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. Say it, Jerry.
Have a great race day, everybody.